Hi there everyone, and today I have a very nice chess problem to show you. Actually, I have two very nice, very interactive chess problems to show you. One of them is a bonus chess problem composition by Alexey Troitsky, considered as one of the greatest chess endgame problem composers ever, actually. So, also I have another chess problem composition by Mikhail Platov. He composed it in 1927. So one of the best chess problem composers, of course, Mikhail Platov. I like to show you the bonus one, which is actually quite simple. This is why it's bonus. It's very simple, but I actually failed when I first tried to solve it. Let's see if you're going to fail as well. So I thought it's going to be very simple, so I didn't think and judge very quickly and made a blunder. Actually, I failed. So let's see if you're going to fail as well in this very simple chess problem composition. So, okay, it is white to move, and white actually checkmates the black king by force. So can you see how white can do that? Obviously the pawn is under attack, so it is white to move. If black takes the pawn, there is no checkmate. And if we capture the pawn, then king to g7. So the first move is bishop to h6 check. So this is the problem by Alexey Troitsky, Soviet-Russian chess problem composer, considered as one of the greatest. Actually, he has so many of them. So I hope I will show some of them in here, if it is possible. So we have check in the first move, and king to g8 is forced, because if king to e8, then we capture the pawn and white is promoting the queen, and it's just game over. So king to g8 and then g7, I think, is very simple, because this pawn is our only hope. And then king to f7, okay, I will show you the main line. I also want to explain what happens if e6. So king to f7 is not going to work. Can you see what happens if king to f7 actually? Oh man, it's extremely hot actually in here. So I'm going to clean my forehead. I'm sorry. It's like 40 degrees Celsius. I know it's hilarious. It's such a fail moment. But what can you do? I'm a human after all. Okay, so did you see the move? I was a fool, actually. I said king to e5, and then I see some red lights, some X or something. The computer was trying to tell me that it was a mistake, actually. So there is a very nice winning move. I was like, how come that move is not, that move is losing? How bad can it be? So I was thinking like that. After king to e5, how bad can it be? But actually, you always need to find forcing moves. So this is this is something that you always have to consider. You always need to look for the checks, for example. So the move is promoting the queen, and this is the move. And black has to capture the queen. Actually, if king to f6, then checkmate. So if king takes queen, then king to e6, and this is the main solution, because this is the only move. And then king to f7, and black is pushing the pawn, and I find this funny. It looks like as if black is trying to reach on e1 with pushing the pawn for 2 times, not for once, but it's funny because white has checkmate in one move. Bishop to g7, checkmate. So let's get a little deeper in this problem. King to f7 happened, but can you see what happens if pushing the pawn and if capturing the pawn? It is going to be stalemate if king takes pawn, and this is stalemate, and this is a blunder. So you will not capture the pawn, you will fight for the opposition. And if king to e7 or if king to f6, for example, then black can't move the king ever, and black always has to push the pawn. Bishop takes pawn at the end of the day when the pawn is in the dark square, and black has one more move. Black will push the pawn, bishop takes on h6, king to h7, and if not pushing the pawn to h6, we will wait with our bishop. We have the opposition, king to f6, and when the pawn is on h4, bishop takes on h4 and forcing king to h7, and then we can play king to f7 and promote the queen. So for example, king to f7 and king to g8, only move, or one of the only moves for defending the pawn, and then e5, king to e7, and then this is what I was talking about. Finally, we can capture the pawn, bishop takes on e3, and if h6, bishop takes pawn, king to h7, king to f7, then we can promote the queen. And if h5, then it is very similar. Bishop takes, and black has to play king to h7, king to f7. It's just game over for black. Okay, what do you think? This was bonus content. So I have something more serious, actually. So it's like unbelievably hot where I live. It's like 40 degrees Celsius. In these days, it's terrible. Okay, so this is the problem that I wanted to show you, actually. So this is bonus. This is not the bonus study. Bonus study was by Alexey Troitsky. So this is a chess problem by Mikhail Platov, and actually this is. I mean, I can say that this is actually an amazing chess problem composition by Mikhail Platov. So try to guess the winning move for basically for white, and let's evaluate this position. So this is from 1927. He's by the way, he's also known as Platov brothers, because he was composing this chess problem compositions with his brother Vasily Platov, I believe his name, and they composed many amazing chess problem compositions. They are considered as one of the best in this field, basically. So it is white to move, and white has a winning move. Okay, I think you can see what's happening in here, but let me try to explain. So basically, black is going to the south and white is going to the north. So it can be confusing sometimes when you open a position in the middle of the action or something. So you can see that black has only one move left for promoting the queen, and how to stop that actually. I mean, if we check the king, king can take the pawn, and the problem for the bishop is that the bishop can't guard on b1 because of the f pawn. So what now? I mean, if pushing the pawn again, if pushing the pawn to g4, challenging this pawn, there is not enough time. Black can, I believe, push the pawn and promote the queen, so that's not the correct move. How should white play? I'm going to give you a few seconds. If you want, you can always pause the video, of course. Okay, I hope you see knight to f6, so this is the move, and it's actually not so easy to find. And capturing the knight is the main line, but we will check out what happens if promoting the queen. Then check, only move, check, only move, and then bishop to e8, checkmate. That's checkmate by force. Very beautiful. So if promoting the queen again, check, and where is the king going? And then checkmate. That's checkmating the king by force. And if king to g5, then because there is no g3, there is no checkmate. But can you see what white can play here? Actually, this is also important. You can see that this is little bit more deeper than the first chess problem composition that I have demonstrated. This is deeper and a little bit more complicated, little bit more advanced level. Did you see white's idea? Okay, white is playing knight to e4. That's check. Sacrificing the knight. If not capturing the knight, the idea is this. Knight to c3 or knight to d2 and defending on b1. So if capturing the knight, then bishop takes on e4 and we defend on b1 with the bishop. And this should be winning for white with the correct technique. So, okay, the main line, e takes on f6 and then g3, forcing king takes on h5 or king to g5, but this is losing to f4. Because if king to g4, then it is white to move. Okay, you can't defend with bishop to e4, but white has a very strong move. And that is bishop to b5. Okay, I hope you see this move, because if promoting the queen, the king is in the mating net, and this is checkmate. So bishop to b5, the king is in the mating net. And if king to f3, then this time, okay, we are not checkmating the king, but we have bishop to d3. I mean, we will capture the pawn and defend on b1, and this is losing for black. So e takes on f6, g3, king takes on h5, not king to g5, but then check, and we have something similar. King to g5, and then check. What else? King to g4, and again, it should be very easy. What would you do? Of course, bishop to b5. I mean, what else? Because if promoting the queen, checkmate, and if not, then bishop to d3 is defending everything, and this should be winning for white with the correct technique. White is defending on b1. And okay, this was a special video for you, and I hope you enjoyed this, because I basically showed two chess problem compositions by two composers. So I hope you have managed to find the correct moves in this video. So just stay safe, take care, and bye bye.